Have you ever met that type of coworker who never seems to go out of their way to socialize? No lingering after work, no "did you watch the game last night?" No awkward fake conversations at the water cooler about what happened on the weekend, and certainly no after-work drinks with Michael and Clarence from accounting. They just show up, do their work, make small talk here and there, but never do more socially than they have to. Yup, I'm that guy, and if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you are too. The kind of person who skips Friday night drinks, ignores the group chat memes, and somehow has plans when a social event comes up. People might assume things, sure. People might even think you're antisocial. But here's the thing, not socializing with colleagues isn't always what it looks like. There's a quiet psychology behind it, and once you see it, you start to understand yourself and others a lot differently. For many people, work is not a social arena. It's a performance space, a place where they put on a professional version of themselves, execute tasks, go about their working day, and be the person they want others to see them as. Socializing blurs that boundary. It demands emotional labor, small talk, forced enthusiasm, reading the room. For some minds, that's exhausting, not because they dislike people, but because every interaction feels forced. The funny thing is, these people often aren't antisocial. Outside of work, they often have rich social lives capable of having deep friendships, long conversations, real emotional intimacy. They just don't spread that energy thin. So they possess a high social intelligence. They choose where to invest it. They don't allow themselves to get into deep relationships with coworkers. These are often people who are highly self-aware. They notice tone shifts, power dynamics, unspoken expectations. They understand that workplace relationships aren't neutral. They affect promotions, perceptions, and politics. So instead of navigating that invisible maze, they opt out. Distance becomes a form of control. Silence becomes safety. There's also a strong link to autonomy. People who don't socialize with colleagues often value independence more than belonging. They don't need validation through group bonding. They feel grounded in their identity without external reinforcement. To them, forced socializing can feel like a subtle loss of self, like performing a role they didn't sign up for. And then there's also trust. Some people learned early on that mixing personal and professional worlds comes at a cost. Oversharing, gossip, information being used against you later. So they keep things clean, work stays work, life stays life. It's not coldness, it's protection. There's also the matter of mental recovery. Social interaction, even positive interaction, stimulates the brain. For some people, breaks are for silence, solitude, resetting. Lunch alone isn't loneliness, it's maintenance, a way to make it through the day without burning out. Of course, this can be misunderstood. Humans are wired to equate visibility with warmth. If someone isn't seen socially, they're often misread emotionally. But quiet boundaries don't mean emotional distance. They mean intentional distance. And here's the irony. The people who don't socialize at work are often the ones who know themselves best. They understand their limits. They respect their energy. They don't confuse presence with performance. So the next time you notice yourself or someone else skipping the after-work drinks, avoiding the break room chatter, or choosing silence over small talk, ask yourself something. Is it really disconnection, or is it clarity? Because sometimes, not socializing isn't a flaw. It's a strategy. And maybe the real question is, how much of your social energy are you spending out of obligation rather than choice?